face of adversity. Farmers in the rural areas of Bolivia often apply the saying, "smile in the face of adversity," when referring to the effects of climate change. Don Grover shares this view and tells how, as a child, he learned to recognize the signs of the onset of winter, applying ancestral knowledge inherited from his parents. However, nowadays, this does not work.
We see signs that cold weather is coming. The sky turns a shade of yellow, almost red at times. At dusk, at around 6 or 7 o'clock, at the end of prayer time, as it gets dark, it begins to get cooler.
The effects of climate change make the weather increasingly unpredictable and critically affects agricultural production throughout the country. However, for some farmers, the effects of the weather present opportunities for invention, generating solutions based on innovation and organization of the human and natural resources. The Community Association of Villa Florida in the community of Pojo, located 200 kilometers from the city of Cochabamba, provides an example of this approach. Members of the Community Association of Villa Florida produce high-quality apples based on a series of practices and technological innovations, in particular the application of modern irrigation techniques.
If you have to irrigate using gravity-fed water, you have to irrigate all day, causing the soil to crack. As a result, water is lost down the cracks in the ground. However, with sprinkler irrigation, this does not happen.
Modern irrigation techniques allow farmers to use less water, allowing them to water the plants in their fields more effectively, making better use of resources and avoiding crop losses as a result of water shortage. The irrigation system is easy to install. Its operation is so simple that Doña Tomasa demonstrates the process of assembly, stressing that since its implementation, she has been responsible for watering half of her land using this system. The best aspect is that when it's installed, you don't need to be watching all the time. The sleep system is very convenient. Following the old road that links the departments of Cochabamba and Santa Cruz, we reach Comarapa. Comarapa, known for the production of strawberries, is another community constantly threatened by drought. Now the municipality is also known for its large dam.
Unfortunately, we were very concerned about water because the strawberries that we produce often dried up.
With the water from the dam, nearly 2,500 hectares are irrigated through several irrigation canals, benefiting nearly 3,000 families. For the inhabitants of Comarapa, responsible water management is the only way to cope with climate change. This guarantees enough water for irrigation and also ensures the supply of sufficient drinking water. The integrated catchment management is one of the measures taken by the communities of Comarapa to guarantee the supply of water in the region. A component of this integrated management is the reforestation of the upper and middle catchment areas in order to ensure the water supply for the people of Comarapa. Don Juan tells us about the reforestation.
Here we are almost 100 members of the organization. Each member had to establish 100 seedlings. This means that I cannot do as I please and plant 20 or 30 seedlings. We have to plant at least 100 seedlings.
Another town which is always at the risk of the effects of climate change is Quirusillas in the Interandean valleys of Santa Cruz. This municipality is one of the many dedicated to potato production and is now even producing certified seed, which are widely appreciated by large and medium-sized farming businesses. Just as in other regions, recently potato production has decreased, largely due to a sharp decline in yield. In addition to climate change and factors related to soil and water management, it was identified that one of the main problems in the decline in production was the use of a single variety of potato seed.
As I
In Saipina, San Isidro, and Comarapa, in Caballero province, we get yields of 10, 12, 13 tons per hectare. But in this demonstration plot, we have managed to produce more than 30 tons per hectare.
This is why the organized community, with the support of the Bolivian government and the Swedish and German cooperations provided through GIZ, sought to improve the quality of its production in plots using new seed varieties brought from other regions of Bolivia.
Now that we have introduced these new varieties of sweet potatoes, we see the higher yields and better quality. This will help farmers to improve their income.
Potatoes are one of the staple foods of the Bolivian diet. Their production in optimal conditions will contribute to further improving the quality of life for farmers and their families. Another place where climate change leaves a marked impression is in Camargo, in the south of the department of Chuquisaca. This area of grape, wine, and Singani production has started to concentrate on the production of locally adapted peach varieties. Production has been threatened by changing climatic conditions, such as the occurrence of frosts and the hail that are the main enemy of this crop.
Due to the frost, we can lose 100% of our crop in 3 to 4 hours. It is unbelievable. The cold takes the entire production overnight.
In Malcastaca, 30 kilometers from Camargo, about 50 hectares of peaches are cultivated. The yields are currently 11 tons of fruit per hectare, almost double the average Bolivian yield. Still, 2015 and 2016 were notoriously bad for production, with several families losing all of their crops.
Then it hailed heavily, destroying everything. I harvested nothing that year. And well, since then I'm beginning to think that we really have to protect our peaches.
Before, the residents of these areas used dynamite or fireworks to disperse hail-bearing clouds. Now they take other measures, such as the installation of entire hail mesh, which effectively protects crops from hail.
Let's try to cover our peaches, so that the hailstorm won't affect us. Otherwise, it is very risky. We live only from the peaches, and if a hailstorm comes, it takes everything with it.
Several communities close to Malcastaca apply these measures successfully to adapt to the effects of climate change, acting on with the advice from their neighbors, using their own initiative and investments. The innovations that we have seen in Pojo, Comarapa, Quirusillas, and Camargo are similarly implemented successfully in several other municipalities of the Bolivian valleys.
To have a plantation like this, at least a hectare, is more than enough to live on. It's like having a salary. One can even make more money than a professional. Living in the countryside year in, year out is enough.
All this in order to ensure the sustainability of the production, and that the Bolivian farmers can see that, despite the bad weather, they can smile in the face of adversity.